When I was a kid, a traveling evangelist came to our little Pentecostal church with a patriotic multimedia show, grainy slides of soldiers, swelling music, red, white, and blue banners splashed across the wall. I remember feeling waves of pride, but also a tug of unease. Until that night, we had never talked about America the way that we talked about America inside those walls of the church. Because church was for prayer, altar calls, not flag salutes. That was 40 years ago. Seeds planted that evening have now grown into a full harvest, and the fruit looks like what we see today. A Trump presidency celebrated by many Christians as God's will, while division and harm fall hardest on the poor and marginalized. Christianity was never meant to be a mascot for any nation. Jesus turned down the chance to rule all the kingdoms of the world and their glory by saying, "My kingdom is not of this world." The early church called Jesus Lord as a way of rejecting Caesar is Lord. Their loyalty wasn't to an empire, but to a crucified Messiah whose power was love. Christian nationalism flips that script. It defends privilege more than faith, wrapping the cross in a flag and sidelining the Sermon on the Mount. But Christian nationalism exchanges all of that for slogans about dominance. The prophets warned, "I despise your festivals. Let justice roll down like waters." History warns us too, from Constantine to the American slave trade to segregation. Whenever the church fuses the gospel with national power, both are corrupted. Loving your country is okay. Jeremiah told the exiles to pray for the welfare of Babylon, but that's different from worshiping it. When love of country hardens into an idol, when we believe God favors our borders over another's, we trade the living Christ for a golden calf, and that golden calf is painted red, white, and blue. The way forward, quiet, personal, and speaking up in the face of injustice. We need to tell our children and our grandchildren that faith is not tied to a party. Read the Gospels and notice how Jesus crossed every boundary to heal and to welcome. Worship in ways that center Christ, not country. Songs of resurrection should always be louder than any anthem. Pray for enemies as well as allies. I still remember that night of patriotic music and flashing lights. I remember the pride and I remember the unease.